this, the judge who issued the restraining temporary order on those deportation flights has now been randomly, circle that on your scorecard at home, assigned a case regarding the Signal chat leak and an investigation that would follow.
It's really incredible. Watchdog Group is suing Trump officials involved in the discussion on plans to strike the Houthis in Yemen.
Chanley Painter is here with more on this. Hi, Chanley.
Hey, good morning. So the assignment of that Judge James Boasberg garnering criticism from Republican lawmakers who say the federal judge's rulings are clearly biased against the Trump administration. Trump himself saying this, quote, Judge James Boasberg has just been given a fourth Trump case, something which is statistically impossible. There is no way for a Republican, especially a Trump Republican, to win before him. He is highly conflicted. And this case was filed Wednesday by the government watchdog group American Oversight, alleging that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and others violated federal records laws by discussing Houthi attack plans in a Signal group chat. President Trump is standing by his team and blaming the app.
It's all a witch hunt. Here we are talking about some of the greatest business deals ever made. The greatest companies in the world are moving into the United States, and you want to ask about whether or not Signal works. I don't know that Signal works. I think Signal could be defective, to be honest with you.
And now the White House has appointed Elon Musk and his team at Doge to help investigate how a journalist was included on that encrypted messaging app group chat with national security officials. Meantime, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke to reporters, emphasizing it was a policy discussion and that no classified information was shared in the chat.
Nobody's texting war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know who sees war plans? I see them every single day.
And the president has also said he will ask Secretary Hegseth to review what kinds of information should be considered classified. Guys.
And if thank you so much, Chanley. And if I'm the administration, you've been more than outgoing about this and speaking to the press. I think it's done. Take Brit Hume's advice last night. This is done. We're doing an internal investigation. We're going to address our group chats in different ways when we're in different locations. Ideally, we're going to be in the Situation Room. We're going to look to move forward. I'd like an investigation. I actually don't believe that they know how JG got into the group chat. That's worthy of an investigation. Michael Waltz says, I'm ultimately responsible. I don't think there's any possible way. He loaded that thing in himself, judging by his workload. But once they were talking, I don't think you can blame Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, because there's nothing wrong with the communication. He was told it was secure. End of story.
Well, I think also, when you look at the press conference yesterday in the Oval, the president is clearly moved on. I mean, it seems like the media wants to continue to talk to him, and I understand it. We like, to sensationalize things. But I think the president is trying to push forward. Also, it's become very clear that Pete is the Secretary of Defense, Hegseth, is the target of Democrats, and they want him to resign. They want him gone. And he's not even the guy that put the chat together, but he was the target from day one. They never wanted him to be confirmed. They're only asking him to resign.
Royce, look at the operation. The military operation was flawless.
It was great.
Right.
No one died, but the enemy.
53.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing. It is on all the other channels and all the other papers, it's the lead story. Initially, the president, very angry that it happened because it was a stupid mistake, although it is unknown publicly what exactly happened. Because the president would like to be talking about something else right now. He'd like to be talking about the tariffs. He'd like to be talking about the border. He'd like to be talking about anything other than how his cabinet screwed up. During the first administration, somebody already would have been fired at this point. But Trump wants to make this cabinet, this term, different. And so he's given them a little, he's letting the critics hammer the cabinet. And it doesn't look like he's going to change his mind at this
Listen,
point.
the president is doing a good job of not furthering the story, which was what you were referring to with Brit Hume's advice. Because yesterday, during the press conference over 25% tariffs on auto imports, obviously the first few questions are going to be about the Signal thing. And he was as calm as I've ever seen him. And he said, listen, we're trying to get to the bottom of this. Elon Musk is going to be doing an investigation into how all of this happened. Don't blame Pete. Somebody said, should he be fired? He didn't do anything wrong. This is a government-sanctioned chat app that is secure, and the Biden administration used it. Now we're using it. Maybe we won't anymore because this happened. But I don't even know. I am not convinced that this was even a mistake by Mike Waltz, because when he spoke to Laura Ingraham, he seemed as confused as anybody else, and I believe him. I mean, I know him. He's a smart and capable man, and what he seemed to think is that he's never met Jeffrey Goldberg. He doesn't have his phone number. So could somebody have put Jeffrey Goldberg's phone number under somebody else's name in his phone? That wouldn't be his fault.
Right.
He would be the victim there.
That's why
that's what this investigation.
But you know what I would say, Carly, for here on in, I would say this. We still haven't figured it out yet, but we got to move on. And I'll tell you, the Houthi rebels thing was a significant hit. I came in and I'm reading the papers. It's buried on page 12. I'm like, wait a second, 53 people died. They actually hit the commanders. The big message that was sent, are we going to be able to get through that waterway? I was like, well, no one cares. The media, the international press didn't care. The local press didn't care. Not one question. Now they care about the operation because they can see blood in the water. I almost said smell. I adjusted. They could smell blood, and they want to do they're doing the Russia play. If you look at the other channels, it's the same thing. All different waves of how we're doing it. And then yesterday, I got a call. They're trying to find out what other devices these people in the White House have that might be open source. Do they still have their text messages? Still have their Venmo? So they're trying to make something look as though these guys and these women have not made the transition to the government. Good luck with that. The American people are not going to fall for another 3-year Russia investigation.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.